Black African power. What's good? What's happening? A well-organized lie defeats a disorganized truth every time. Woo-hoo-wee, man. Y'all already know what it is, man. It's God cutting in the house. And I come to do what I got to do, and I'm going to do what I got to do. Standing tall, standing strong. Hey, y'all know what it is, man. Bobby banging this bitch, man. What's good, family? Man, give y'all a little something, man. Got a presentation, man, and then I'm going to open it up, man. Open mic, man. Hit me with your best questions, man. You know I stay ready for that, man. Maybe I got something on y'all head, man. Y'all just trying to figure it out, yo, like everybody is, man. Sitting that same place, man. 20 years ago, trying to figure out, best way to get some information that would not only help people, individuals, but would actually help families. And I felt like being literate, financially literate, and scientifically literate was the best tools, man. And all that, man, I never lost who I was. So I'm just trying to let y'all know, man, when you upgrade your life and you upgrade your thinking, man, you don't lose who you are, man. That's almost like saying if you become a professional athlete, man, and say you leave the hood, people say you lost who you was. No, you just upgraded your thinking, man. That don't mean you don't go back and help. So never let them think being intelligent ain't proper. Never let them make you feel like because you're intelligent, all of a sudden you became white and forgot your history. It's a bunch of nonsense, man. We call cat. Being intelligent is your best weapon for surviving in America, man. Welcome to sa.neter Studios, man. You know how we doing it around here, man. I'm your host, Bobby Banger, man. Let me get this going, man. Appreciate everybody that's in the building, man. Y'all piling up quick. Appreciate that, man. Showing y'all some love on the weekend. You know how we do it. Man, y'all know who I am, man.
Protected by the Black Widow. Protected by the Black Widow. Good juju. Bad juju. I speak loud on the mic. Knowledge to the people. I speak loud on the mic. Knowledge to the people. Where the fuck you been? Bomb little niggas again. We buck the trend. It's been a trend. Poor desert. Eagles again. Never say this line again. Never sipping Heineken. Black Panther riding again. Always on my mind to win. I'm where I supposed to been. Black Widow protect me. Feds lose again. Nigga, cheat to win. Dope fiend never win. I speak loud on the mic. Knowledge to the people. Protect the youngsters. We pull desert eagles. Never say this line again. Never sipping Heineken is where I win. Black Panther riding again. When niggas break wild, no slack. I'm cutting like an axe. Kick door can cut in the tracks. Good juju. Bad juju. Never been in a gang but stay crewed up. We answer beepers, can't be tracked, computer hack. Protect the weaker, don't wear tattoos. But if I did, it be the reaper. Never say this line again, let truth be where we begin. Christians talking reckless, claiming we born in sin. Capping, let us begin. Pseudo killers to the rescue again. Never tripping, we teaching STEM forces, those tripping. Shoes again to the pseudos. It's always grim, we play to win. God killer again. Always time to defend. Bit the trend, King souls to the king. If I can't, chill and be Kent. Malcolm Finch, those niggas for the win. Tank talk, bitch walk. Advanced time enough for them youngest. Space age Africans. Anthony with the space. Yeah, jump, we smacking them.
Man, y'all know what it is, man. We're going to get right into it, man. I see some pseudo killers in the building, man. Big up to Miss Tiff, pseudo killers official. I see you, Sir Gold, man. Pseudo killer army, man. And I just see some good people in here, man. The darkness, man. What it do, man? What's up, Shaka, man? Shaka Raw, man. What's good with you, man? What it do? What it do? What it do, man? I see you, Keon White, man. What it do? What it do? What it do? Donado, what up with you, man? 354, man. What it do? What it do? What it do? Man, I'm gonna get right into this, man. You know, we gotta keep pounding the payment, man. Then I'm gonna drop that link early, man. Give us a good hour and a half, man. Get up out of here, man. You know, they were saying, you know, over the last 2 months that I was kind of shading the people. And I call cap. Your YouTube enemies will do it every time. They hit you with the flip, 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 boom. They don't want you to learn. They don't want you to sit your babies down and have good conversations with them that will inspire them to start their own business or go to school, go to a technical college. You know, college might not be for everybody, but you go to a technical college. Be a plumber, master plumber, be an engineer, electrical engineer, get money. They don't want that to happen. They want you selling incense and howling and screaming to the top of your lungs like you're in the middle of a damn war. The war is within, man. Man, that's why the revolution ain't gonna be televised, because the war is within you. What kind of decisions you gonna make? Man, they make you feel bad for being intelligent, man. And they want to call you white. Like white people is the standard of intelligence. The wildest thing ever, man. I never understood that. I ain't going. Y'all may go, but I ain't going. Heck no. Not even a little bit, man. So I'm gonna go back, right? I'm gonna go back. Okay. Go back. Let me get this off, man. Let me go back. All right. Let me go back a little bit, man. Let me go back to this. I'm gonna put this right here for you. Right? The conversation started right here. Don't let them trick you and flim-flam you and fool you, because that's what they do. Man, they ain't got no heart for real, man. I stand like a lion in the damn jungle. Yeah, all day. So it has never been an issue when coming to this conversation. And I'm going to do this fast, right? I always gave the foundation, the very platform, the thing that would mature later on, thousands of years later. That's how hard it is. Always gave the credit to the indigenous knowledge. Y'all tripping if y'all thought I wasn't, because I always did. People just refuse to read. I ain't gonna say you can't read. I'm saying a lot of times lazy, refuse to read. I gave a global timeline from indigenous people, indigenous knowledge to modern science. I wasn't never talking about no other kind of science, because it ain't no other kind of science. And if you need to jump off the program because I said it ain't no other kind of science, then jump your ass off. Get off the bus. This bus right here, you can sit your grandkids down and give them something real slick. And they be highly productive individuals, loving who they are. When they look in the mirror, they're going to look up and say, Black African power. Boy, I've been saying Black power since I was 5. My cousin hit me with it. He was like, I'm black and I'm proud. I say, man, that's spectacular. Me too. Why didn't even think about that? I'm like, oh, right. I ain't never switching on the people. Just might be heavy sometime. So right there, 2 months ago, I was right there. Don't let them lie. All right, now he's switching. I ain't switching to nothing. There was always indigenous knowledge to modern science. The pillars of modern science sit right there in indigenous societies. And the earliest indigenous society starts in Africa at 350,000 years or so. And over time, the accumulative development in scientific thought across civilizations, Homo sapiens was just as intelligent as we are today at 350,000 years. You're no smarter. Knock it off. You may think you are, but you're actually not. So I ain't never put no shade on those indigenous people at 350,000 years. If you could go back in time and you was a jet mechanic or build jets, you could teach them to be a jet mechanic and build jets. See, that's a heavy statement right there. You got to let that marinate for a minute. So the question is, why didn't they build jets? Because it wasn't what they wanted to do. It wasn't what they was thinking about. It wasn't in a world view. Simple as that. It's a lot of things that go into building a jet. Got to get some asphalt. Got to get some wheels, some rubber. A lot of things that go into that, right? A lot of raw materials. A lot of understanding of raw materials. Now y'all starting to get it, right? Why it take them so long to leave Africa if they was just as intelligent as us? If you sitting there thinking they knew about the 7 continents right out the womb of humanity. Right there, boom. As soon as they hit Africa, they knew that. Boom. Think they popped up out of nowhere because you religious thinking. Big up to all the non-believers, man. Big up to all the real black atheists we in here, man. Never shaded the people because it's right there on that slide. And it's a key word right there. Cumulative development, meaning knowledge has to accumulate. You ever played a sport, man? You accumulate things before you become that dude. Get your bag right. Like basketball, get your handle. You don't come out. Some of us start off with a handle, most don't. And you build that up to be the player you are. Because it's built, things have to accumulate. Nature don't care about you. You think you can control nature by making up a god? That's man's attempt to control the world. You think you can control the knowledge by developing philosophy? There's a deep African philosophy. There's a deep Greek philosophy. Man still in control. When does man get out of his own way? That's a question for y'all to ask. When does the phenomenon, and I'm talking about natural phenomenon, become the authority? So actually, this conversation has always been man's walk towards the authority, the true authority. Is the true authority God? Nope, because man made that up. Is the true authority the way man philosophizes about the world? Nope, because man made that up. Well, you say, well, damn, man made science up. Right. But he made science up to get out of his way to see the true authority that you have no control over. We went right here. Evolution, scientific thought. We talking about the way humans think. When was man thinking scientifically? Don't get confused by the word. Scientific does not mean science. It could mean science, but it doesn't. We're talking context. How is the word being used? There's a word in front of that, of evolution of. So that too has to evolve, transform through time. Nothing is free around here. Everything is learned. You either learn from it or it kill you. And the day you born, you walk towards dying. That's what it is. Life feeds death on planet Earth. You got to die to have some kids. Yeah, ponder that for a minute. So we right here in indigenous knowledge, 350,000 years. That's the start of Homo sapiens sapien to 3000 BCE. Early practical knowledge, astronomical observation, and agricultural calendars across diverse cultures. Right, I said it. But if you right here, right now say that's science, then you ain't on the program. You're doing too much. You making it too easy. Why you think most people don't accept science? Because it's hard. Trying to understand the natural world is hard. It'll kill you if you disrespect it. I tell you what, don't learn the patterns of the herds. Don't learn when to plant. 30 people dead. The clan is only 30 people. You miss that food, you're done. Food, clothing, and shelter, and protection of that is the order of the day. Tell you what, don't work for a couple months. See where you at. So across diverse cultures, there is no one culture that gave rise to all the accumulated knowledge. It's a human experience. You got to get out your own way on this one. Black people, knock it off. This one you can't have to yourself. We can talk a little bit trash, though. Because knowledge was definitely accumulating in Africa before anywhere else. If that sounds better for you, well, there you have it. Moving quick. Let's go. Proto-scientific traditions. Now you see the 3000 BCE is in that time period of Nile Valley civilizations, Sumer, Mesopotamia, right? They pop up around the same time. One in Western Asia, one in Africa. These Egyptians are indigenous people. You can play with the color all you want. The only reason you got color in your damn skin anyway is to protect you from the harmful radiation. The radiation causes evolution. It breaks down DNA, causes it to mutate to its environment. Natural phenomenon. The emergence of structured diagnosis, astronomical predictions, and rational explanations in early civilizations. Now you're getting slick in Africa. You're getting slick in Western Asia. Because you had 350,000 years of knowledge that accumulated to get you to this stage right here. We call this stage proto-scientific. Proto-science is not science. It's proto-science. Prior to, this is how hard this is. If you sitting there saying, man, I can go ahead and work for NASA and get to the moon, then you bugged out. You must understand the natural phenomenons, the forces in nature, and to understand the forces of nature will help you understand how hard it actually is. You know how serious them African women had to be to put together those recipes for medicine? You know how serious some sisters had to be to develop that technology? One of the greatest technical advances known to mankind, that's that damn bowl and pots. You say, oh yeah, trust me. It's like a jet during that time. It's the difference between having the ability to store your food and the insects and the other animals who trying to do the same thing you doing, and the difference between dying because your food got ate up by the animals. So these women are your first people that are pushing towards what? Accumulating knowledge. They the first ones, and they develop systems of accumulated knowledge. They the first medicine women because they with the plants. While you hunting, they with the plants. A hunting party of 10 leave, 5 come back with nothing, but the food is there. The protein is there for you. They develop tools like grinding tools. Grinding stones. Serious work, man. They ain't as physical as you. You go ahead and tackle a buffalo. But we got the proto-scientific thing right here. And look how long that period lasts. This is approximate now. That don't mean overnight you switch. That's not how they work. That don't mean that people ain't ahead of their time. It don't mean that. What it's saying is this is an approximate date. Classical scientific expansion, 500 to 1500 CE. Now we're in the Islamic Golden Age. Don't forget about there's a Golden Age the same time in West Africa. 750 to 1400 CE. Islamic Golden Age, translated, preserved, and advanced knowledge in optics, algebra, and medicine. This is the time period where you have people that they call Moors. I don't even want to get into that topic. But they still ain't there yet. This is the area where we call it the bridge. All right? It's the bridge. They almost there. You get great African things like Al-Jahid. He wrote a 7-volume encyclopedia. He talks about evolution prior to Charles Darwin. He's an evolutionary thinker during this time period, but he's not quite there yet. Scientific revolution. And I'm going to do a whole presentation on the scientific revolution because during the time period of scientific revolution, most people forget that there's the transcontinental slave trade. You can't talk about the scientific revolution without talking about the transcontinental slave trade. It gives rise to the global economy. I'm going to say this again. There is no scientific revolution without a labor force that will force you into developing technologies that will help you expand and make more money. Where did the free labor come from? People of color, Africans. It gave them a surplus of money that now they can sit around and play with their little devices. Now there's a need for this thing that will form that we now call science. Prior to that, ain't no damn real need. You don't need science to reproduce. If you sitting there thinking you need science to reproduce, then all the animals got science and everybody in the world got science. The chimpanzees got science. Homo erectus got science. Your mother cooking in the kitchen got science. Nah, man. You need to have a surplus of money, and the way you get a serious surplus of money is get free labor. And you would develop better technology to go get them slaves, better nautical equipment. Now there is a need to develop things that require applying science. This is during the colonial period. There is no scientific revolution without colonization. How in the hell can you colonize the planet if you don't know the whole planet? The Egyptians didn't know the whole planet. The Arabs didn't know the whole planet. The Greeks didn't know the whole planet. The Romans, the Persians, the Assyrians, none of them, the Chinese, none of them knew about the whole planet. Now, Aristophanes at about 300 or so measured the size of the earth, the shape of the earth. But even with that, they felt like wasn't no people under there, because if they was there, they'd be walking upside downward. So at that time period, even though they had measured the shape of the earth, they didn't know it was moving. You would have to wait to Copernicus and them to get to the point where you start to recognize that it was actually moving. You can walk outside right now and you don't know the earth is moving. And you don't know the shape of the earth. You think it to be flat. And so systematic imperial investigation, experimentation, mathematical laws define a new era. We can go math all the way back to 20,000 years ago on the Shango bone. But that's not the type of math here. So never forget, colonization, slavery produces the global economy. The discovery of America by luck produces and pushes a scientific revolution. So you need slavery to have science. You need a surplus of bread to have science. You need to be real wild and crazy and trying to rob and steal to have science. You need to watch what you ask for. Modern science emerged in the 17th century CE, institutionalized 18th, 19th century, globalized 20th century to the present. Institutionalization of science, development of new fields, global collaboration, and peer review. So you ain't got science not unless you have global collaboration. You got the ability to go here, go there, and grab that accumulative knowledge. You grab it, steal it, conquer it, wherever you want it, wherever y'all want to do it. You got the baby to get to China. You got the baby to get to Africa, South Africa. You got the baby to get to Australia. You got the baby to get all over the planet and get things. That it is noted that they took a lot of medical plants from West Africa. We know that Onesimus comes to the Americas. He's in Boston in 1703, where a quote unquote outbreak of smallpox occurs, and he brings high level medical. If I say the word science, y'all gonna fall apart. Listen to the context. They gonna clip me. He brings high-level medical science to the Americas. It's called virilation, where you take pus from an infected person and cut a slit in a healthy person. They will get sick for 6 to 7 to 8 days, and if they don't die, they now have immunity from smallpox. This would be the foundation where Edwin Jenner forms your first vaccines. This comes out of Africa first. The difference between a doctor, a charlatan, and what they call it, charlatan, doctor, and a medicine man or a snake oil salesman during this time period, there was no difference. There wasn't no understanding of pathogens. They thought that disease came from bad air. They used to mess with the dead an hour before they go help a woman give birth. These supposed to be doctors, and that's why they had high death rates. I say all this to say that this thing called science is very ugly. That understanding nature wrongly will kill you. So I don't know why now all of a sudden the humans who have been operating without science for 350,000 years or more, all of a sudden they needed science. It's ridiculous. You got to have slavery. You got to have scientific racism. You got to have a global economy fueled by slaves to even foster a scientific revolution. Yeah, man. Y'all better get y'all thing straight, man, because we straight right here, yo, and we ain't playing, yo.
Bobby Banger. Debate music in this bitch.
Man, y'all see the sources listed, none. Needle Hammerling Bird. Yeah, man, y'all know what it is, though.
Debate music in this bitch. Pseudo. Always dies at the
All right, man. Man, let's get back to it, man. So I'm going to drop this link early. Any questions about what y'all just had, man? I had another presentation, but I'm going to let that slide to the next round, man. I'm going to drop this link, man. Keep the decorum. Don't be getting up here talking crazy and reckless and wild and all out of order, man. Don't do it. That's what I'm saying. Yo, I'm lethal with my approach. I'm never trying to hear the fancy talk, right? People got fancy talk, great ideas, but don't got no substance behind what they saying. I'm not trying to hear that. I'm a great talker myself, but I got some damn substance. You better get up here and know what the hell you talking about. You better show me slavery. You better show me they know all the continents and all that, and can go back and forth and steal people plants and steal people knowledge to form this thing. You better have all that before you start saying somebody got science. That's what I require in this next segment here. I've dropped the link. I require slavery. I require the ability to colonize. I require the ability to have the global economy before you got something that you want to label science. I ain't even getting to the mental shift yet to take 350,000 years. I ain't get there yet. I ain't even talked about that yet. You got to have a whole culture that don't give a damn about the dead. I'ma dig you up. I'm gonna cut you open. I'm gonna disturb the dead. I'm gonna disturb the grave, and I wanna test it. I wanna see. How many indigenous African tribes wanted to disturb the dead? That's the only way you're gonna know. You got to dig them up to find Homo erectus. You got to take the bones. You got the most sacred thing amongst indigenous people, amongst African people, is the dead. You got to say to the dead before you have science. You can't care about the tribe. I want to move you over here because I want to get to that right there. Need that money. I need some slaves. I need to sell some rum. Yeah. Get it right. Trying to tell you. It's a heavy conversation, yo. Y'all done got bamboozled. Y'all done went white out. Y'all whited yourself out and didn't even know. I tricked y'all. I knew y'all was gonna go that route. Then I said, I'm gonna hit you with the slavery, with the pain and suffering. Yeah. They always talk about the nice side of science, but they don't talk about the financial part of it. You know how much it costs to finance science? How much money it take? Mm-hmm. Yeah. 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 That's what we talking about, yo. Ain't no science free, yo. It's resources, yo. That's what it is, yo. Food, clothing, and shelter, bro. Hit that link, man. It's in there. Man, you know how we doing it. Had that decorum. Open that camera up. Who that? 111 teacher searcher. What's going on, brother?
What's up, man? I'm at work, man. I can't have my camera on like that.
Yeah, I saw you. What's good? How you doing, man? How you feeling?
Not much, man. How you feeling today, brother?
Hey, I'm feeling real groovy, yo. What's your question, yo? What you got for us?
Yeah, I just had a couple of questions. You know, man. I want to try to get some substance behind that 350,000 year science. I'm just trying to figure out where you coming from that. You know, where can I go be able to go listen? Hold on one second. Turn this shit off. My bad. You know, man, where can I go look at this information for myself so I can kind of get like a better understanding of that 350,000 year science?
Well, I didn't say science at 350,000 years. I said at 350,000 years, what I said was it was accumulative knowledge at that point. Hold on. It was actually this. Let me go back one. All right. Yeah, right here at 300. I said indigenous knowledge at 350,000 years. I said early practical knowledge, astronomical observation, and agricultural calendars across diverse cultures. So you can actually, I want you to type in, it ain't science yet, right? Never forget that. Yeah, it's not there. It's just knowledge at that point, right? Serious knowledge, though. So I'm going to share my screen, right? I want you to go to an article entitled When the Sea Saved Humanity.
You say when the sea saved humanity?
Yes, sir. And I'm going to show you it real quick. Can you see that? You see it?
Yeah, I can see that. I just got my mic on mute because, you know, man, it's kind of loud around
I got you. Okay, well, there, right here. This is where the sea saved humanity is an important paper. I've been talking about this for 20 years now. It's time for that work for real. Okay. And it's basically harsh climate conditions nearly extinguished our species. We was done. It was during isotope 6, that is equivalent, that is an ice age. Humans had to run to cave systems in South Africa. So the first people inhabiting caves, right, is Homo sapiens sapiens in Africa. That's about somewhere 195,000 to 160,000 years ago. You can pretty much see these dates right here. The fossil record, our forebears arose through Africa shortly before 195,000 years ago, right? It says back then the climate was mild, food was plentiful, right? But watch this. Then about, here you go, marine isol stage 6, right? Lasted until roughly 123,000 years, right? So now it's a food shortage and they migrate to this point right here. You'll see it. The archaeological site, my fault. The archaeological site is called PP13B. If you just type that in your search engine, PP13B, right? That's a place where certain vegetation was at. There is all dried out. Ice ages caused Africa to dry out. Ain't nothing cracking. It's all dried out except for that little small area there. All right. These Homo sapiens sapiens travel to that area. When they travel to this area, they got to eat this type of food right here. They got to eat these shellfish. Now,
Almost like eating oysters. And shit.
yeah, oyster, right. Now, the question is, how did they get to it? Because these beaches is ferocious. The ocean is ferocious. We don't know about the oceans yet. We don't understand none of that. But we are clear we got to get to this food. Now, watch this. This is where the calendar system kind of comes in. Let me kind of scroll down a little bit, see if I can get to it. Okay. Now this kind of foraging, so they foraging, right, is harder than it might seem. Mussels, limpets, and sea snails live in the rocks. In treacherous intertidal zone, it's where an incoming swell could easily knock over a hapless collector. It's along with the southern coast, safe harvesting with sufficiently high returns is only possible during low spring tides, right? So now you got to figure out the tides. Now you start to accumulate that knowledge, right, about tides, right? It's when the sun and the moon align, right? You need to start to learn about alignments. We can start saying, okay, this is aligning. Okay, maybe this is when this occurred. And you got to catch those patterns, right? We thinking, right?
Gotcha.
Serious thinking. And watch this. It says the forces on the ebb and flow of the water. This is what's happened when the moon and the sun align. It say because the tides are linked to the phases of the moon, right? Advancing by 50 minutes a day, I surmise that the people who lived at PP13B, which is 164,000 years ago, was located much farther inland, 2 to 5 kilometers from the water. Because of lower sea levels, they scheduled their trips, right, to the shore using lunar calendar of sorts. These are your early lunar calendars, right? They ain't writing yet, but they mark it in their head, and you're going to have somebody that's a serious woman or a serious dude, right? Okay, that has the ability to track the moon cycles. And as they track them, they know when to go get their damn food. You can't miss it. If you miss it, you starve. Right? And so it's out of survival that we start to do these things, right?
Right.
So to watch this, you say, well, how do y'all understand it? Well, just as modern coastal people have done for ages. So these modern coastal people, they do the same thing. Right?
Hey, can I ask a question real quick?
Absolutely. Go ahead. I just wanted to hit you with that. I wanted to give you can go read this. It's deep. But go ahead.
I pulled it up. I got a couple of questions, but just based on what we just talked about right now.
Go ahead.
So I would assume this article they found human remains in that region, and they also found these mussels and sea snails inside of their diet.
That's right.
Okay, so they did find this inside of their diet, the remains that they found down there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, see, we ain't playing, yo. We don't just talk, yo. We walk the walk, bro. We ain't just saying nothing, right? We ain't, you know what I mean? And we show you how to get to it, yo. And I give you the sources and you read it, and it's great reading, yo.
And so another quick question is how does it explain it? Because like I said, I ain't never read this article. I'm gonna go read it. I appreciate you for bringing that up. A lot of people
Yeah.
just be talking.
Yep.
Uh,
All the
you
time.
know, so I could be able to go look at this on my own time. But I
Mm.
just wanted to ask a quick question.
Go ahead.
Just some things I'm expecting to see when I do read it.
Right.
So how did they know that these were the people from a region that migrated down there instead of people that was already down there in
I
that
like that.
region?
I like that. Okay, so they actually found some fossils that go get a little bit older, right? And what they did is in the archaeological strata is the different levels. The further you dig down, the older the
Yeah, I'm
strata.
familiar with that.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Okay. And so during this time period, they found no Homo sapiens nowhere on planet Earth. And that during that time period. Right? So you can pretty much figure out if Homo sapiens start off at 350,000 years ago, right? Then quote unquote, and okay, but where they go? They all disappeared. They end up down there though. They will end up becoming your Y chromosome Adam and mitochondria Eve. Where all people living today connected those people that ate those shellfish. So watch this. If Homo sapiens sapiens is 350,000 years, and I'm talking about a time period about 126,000 somewhere in there, right? Then I'm telling you, in the strata, those people died out. We don't know where they at. And the only people we found on Earth is those people down there. Because it's during the ice age. Everything is dried out. Ain't no food, none of that. You ain't hunting no animals, all that's gone. That ice age damn near drove us to extinction.
Which ice age would this be?
ISO stage 6.
Ice will stay. Okay.
Isotope stage 6. Yeah, I talked right here. Hold on, let me see.
No, I remember you reading it earlier up
Okay.
top. Yeah.
All right. And so that's a great question, right? Because they ain't found no other bodies and they ain't found nobody else during this time period. They all disappeared. That means they went extinct except those small groups of people. Right? And they found a way. They're your first shellfish eaters. Got a lot. You can contact me. I got a whole lot more information on that, yo. Yeah.
Right. And what region of Africa would this be
South
that they
South Africa.
where did they migrate from? What
It was-
region they
Find
saying
a
they
map. You see the map right here, right?
Yeah. That's where they eventually ended up at down there in South
Yeah,
Africa.
so they up here, look, see, Mediterranean scrub, extreme desert, savannah, look, all the way down here. They migrate all the way down the coastal lines.
Okay.
Yep.
And what do they do they give indication on what was they eating along that long treacherous migration? Because man, that's a long way to migrate on feet. So, and if it's such harsh conditions like that, do they get into like what they ate along the way?
Yeah, they surviving off the sea, basically.
So if they surviving off the sea along the way,
Mm-hmm.
and they found food source along the sea,
Mm-hmm.
why didn't they just stop where they was at instead of continue walking when they already found the food source?
Well, they might not been. I'm saying, it might not been enough to sustain them. Remember, yo, they don't know where they at, yo. You think they know where they at? They don't.
No, I understand that, but usually when people they don't know where they at,
right,
and they doing the migration based on the scarcity of food source and water source, etc., like that. And usually, when people do come along area where they do find food, they do find water, they usually set up shop right there because now they done found sustainable food source and water source. What did they give any type of indication on why did they continue that migration even though they was able to feed off of the sea line?
Nope. They don't give no indication, but like my man in the chat pick up the search, he said inclination. That's definitely a part of it.
I'm a little country, man. You gotta forgive me, man.
Don't worry about it. So, you know what I'm saying? So the desire, right? The kind of, you know what I'm saying? A tendency to search and forge. They just was moving. They was trying to find the best foods, right? That might not be enough, right? Wherever they was at, maybe the beach, the shores wasn't right, maybe, but then they remember they found housing too, though. Don't forget that. Maybe wasn't
Right.
no housing right there.
But you know, they also say in this article, what we was just reading at the bottom, that
Mhm.
where they eventually ended up at, they was only able to get that food source when the sun and the moon aligned. You know, that's not a daily thing. You know,
Yeah,
that's a
low tides, tide.
yeah,
You get low tides and high tides, right?
right, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So
And if you miss out, you know, yeah, you know, you pretty much was shit out of luck.
so now
I
we
mean, my bad. Let me watch my language. I know y'all don't
yeah
like to
yeah
cuss
you
in
was
here.
out of luck, but they didn't miss out because they learned. They kind of figured it out, and then they used this iron ochre to color themselves, and it might represent. I'm gonna have to find it. It may have represent the period, the woman's period, right? Because I'm not. I don't want to say something that's super wild, but I'm thinking it might have represented like a woman's cycle, and so like when she came on her cycle, that kind of matched up with the moon cycle a little bit, and just kept them right there to be able to get their food source. So, and they get enough to last them, right? They ain't got no
Right.
refrigerators, right? But if you can see on the screen, yo, where it's housing there too. So that's prime real estate there. You got
Yeah, I
housing.
see an opening in the rocks right
Yeah,
there. So caves and stuff. But
that's called
how
Pinnacle Point. Pinnacle Point.
how would they know that they coated themselves in this iron, or if they
Iron
only found
ochre.
skeleton remains, how would they know that they
No, they found
coated?
ochre there. They also found that iron ochre there, and they in Africa they used that to color themselves. So they
What
did.
in modern times is what you're speaking about, that they use to do it now?
Yeah, they do it now. They do it now. And if you go to like the Sahara, right, in them caves, shelters, they use that for coloring. And they actually, as a matter of fact, to be on top of things, they actually kind of put themselves in a position to learn how to control fire. At about 80,000 years, to use that to melt it so they can manipulate it a little bit better. This is all in the fossil record, and I can give you that information too.
You know, I got you. I mean, I understand. You know, they run across, and then you know, it's documentation in more modern times of, you know, these people in the place right now, you know, using that to coat themselves. But I'm just trying to figure out how can they? We can't even call that devil. That's more like an assumption. They assuming that they did that because all they found was bones.
Nah, they found the okra. They found the heaths. You
The
know, when you
heaths,
burn a heath is where you cook and fire.
right?
They know fire was there. Oh my
Okay,
God, man, these clues. Oh yeah, bro. So yes, there is a certain amount of assumption, right? But there is also a certain amount of evidence too. And they put the picture together. Yeah, now,
right. But I don't think it's no evidence to prove that the people coded themselves though.
yeah,
With
it
that,
is.
just because you found it there,
Yeah, it
don't
is.
mean that.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, that's what you use that for. Well, you don't eat it. It ain't a hard rock. What you using it for?
I
You
mean,
use
you
it,
know,
they've been using it in
I
Africa
can make
for
us.
hundreds of thousands of years. You get my point? They ain't
Yeah,
right
no, I
there.
get it. I mean, they could have been making pottery with it.
Nah,
It
ain't
could
no
have been.
pottery.
It could have been a coating for
No,
that. You feel what
nah,
I'm saying?
not yet. They ain't found no pottery. See, you can't add something they ain't found. They ain't found no pottery. What they did find was they found the iron okra.
But they
I,
ain't find no skin coated up in that stuff either. So they assuming as well.
yeah, okay, we'll say that. I don't have a problem with that. But that's what they use it for, though. Just for the record, hunter gatherer use that for that.
Nah, that's still an assumption. We
No
can't.
problem.
That's not a definite.
I don't got nope. Ain't nothing a definite. How about that? It's approximate. They
I
approximately
agree with
understand that. Yeah, ain't no absolutes in that. Yep. See, that's
you.
another thing. I'm not making an absolute statement on nothing I said. Yep. Hold on. What's up, Sal?
Ain't nothing, man. I'm just sitting back listening to you.
Oh, okay. All right. I didn't know if you wanted to come up or not. Big up to you on the Saturday, man.
Yeah. Same here. It's all good.
All right.
Nobody messing with when it comes to the science. You already know what it is, man.
Oh, yeah. We got a good, healthy show today, man. Great show today, man. Brother asking some good, powerful questions, man.
Good. I am.
Mm-hmm. Nothing I'm saying is in absolutes, man. Let me get to the next person, man. What's up, King J? And then I got Kim Netta, man. All right, what's up, King J?
You muted, King J.
Yeah. What's up, brother? How you doing?
What's good?
How you feeling, man? What's on your mind?
You muted, King J.
Oh, this thing went back out. Kim Netta, what's up with you?
What's
Come
going
back.
on, man?
How you doing? I had to get away from that. I was like, man, I was doing too much. Too late to be beefing. Yesterday, bro.
I see you get up out of there. I got up out of there a little after you, man. Peace to the panel. What's going on, Si?
What's on your mind, brother? How you feeling, bro?
All right, man. I'm all right. I just had a couple questions, man. Now, look, when we dealing with etymology, right? Is it possible for a word to lose the root meaning of it and still function the same way?
Is it possible for a word lose? Yeah, words lose meaning all the time and change meanings.
No, I'm talking about losing the root meaning, though.
Yeah, I don't know. Shoot, I'm not I ain't a linguist, but I would think so. I'm guessing right now.
Because in the research I've done, I went to try to see if it's possible. And the only word it came up with was like silly, but when they dig deeper into silly, it's the same meaning for a different way of looking at that experience, right?
Okay.
So when you're doing that, right, and then you go down into the definition of the word science, it's to discern, but the deeper root is saki. And and the saki means to cut, to separate, to discern, or to by definition, it say you basically separate, you cut away, you break them down, you be able to see what's the difference between them. Right. Yeah. So then when you get to Kemet, and they had the calendars, 365 days that they discerned and they cut to be able to find out when different stuff was happening. They using saki right then and there.
No, I like that. I like that. Hold on. Remember I said this how you use it, but go ahead. I don't have an issue.
That's why I'm using the root words to show you that the word science can't even get away from the root word. Because if it do, it loses meaning and it's no longer science, which the root of it is the key for you to be able to cut away and discern, which they was doing there.
I know, but that's in a broader sense. You get that, right?
But you can't lose the root, even if you in modern day. If you lose the root, the word don't function the same way no more.
Oh, I don't know about all that. I just say the way you
look into it and tell me if I'm wrong there. And if I'm wrong, I say I'm wrong.
No. I'm saying that the way you use that is proper, but it's in the broader sense. And if you have to understand what I'm saying, broader sense meaning that cooking is science in a broader sense, but we can't get that confused with a ruled system. I mean, there are rules to it. Point blank. Like if you got any of your ghosts and goblins in it, it's no longer that. That's the rule. You can't just make up your own rules, right? When in the strictest sense, that's what I've always been talking about. It's a rule.
But is that not a modern rule though? They didn't apply that then when they was doing Saki. So to say what you just said right now, it didn't apply back then.
Who was doing Saki though? Who?
The ancient people, if that's what you want to call it.
No, man, what you doing? All right, I'm gonna go down this rabbit hole with you, yo. What you on an etymology dictionary, yo? What you doing?
No, I just did a real research type of question that I asked about the root words and if they can be cut away from a word and still have the same function. And when I checked, all of the words still have to be attached to the root word in order for it to still function. If they lose the root word, it's no longer functionable.
Yeah, what they got to do with
science?
So you dragging over that?
I'm not saying that they had modern science, but that's the difference. They had science.
No, I don't want to play the modernist and that. I don't want to do that.
They had science.
So I'm gonna ask you this.
But you made the argument last night.
No. We talking about right now. No, where's the slavery at?
See, now you jumping to something else.
No, I'm jumping to where's the slavery at?
I was just talking to you about etymology and the root words. You jumping to slavery.
I don't like the way
you just told me you was finna check on that. Now you want to jump to something else. So if you want to jump to that, I'll just leave you alone. If you don't want to tell me if I'm right or wrong with what I said, I'll just end it.
You asked a question, right? About
that you wanted to dig into. You said it was interesting, and now you want to jump to slavery.
So here it go right here. I don't know no more than this right here, Bo, than what I'm learning right now in this moment on this subject, just for the record, right? I don't even know if you know what you're talking about. I don't know enough about what you're saying to know that you're wrong or if I'm right. That's what I'm saying right now.
Or for you to know if I'm right either, right?
I just said it. That's what I said. I don't know
you didn't put me in it. You didn't put me in it. I just wanted to hear I could be possibly right too, because the way you putting it is just like I'm just wrong without acknowledging that you don't know yet.
No, I said, come on, yo, you playing. Now you doing it on purpose, yo. Yeah, we can't have that kind of conversation. We're not honest and genuine, yo. because I said I don't know enough about the subject to know if you wrong or if I'm wrong, if I'm right. I don't know. But what I do know is right here. What are you talking about? It's not on here. Where are you at?
I'm confused because it goes back to Indo-European. The word it doesn't. It's not a meta-netter. Meta. What's the meta-netter word for cut? That's what you're suggesting. It's shahad. Shahad. Yeah, that's what he's suggesting. That
you did that, yo?
Yeah, that's what he did. But he died at the Indo-European part.
I know you ain't do me like that.
That's not what I did. I specifically looked into the word science in a deeper root in it where you see Saki right there up under it. That's where I'm at.
Where's that? I'm looking. Here you go.
It's in there.
No, it's not.
It's right there. I'm looking at it.
Where?
SKEI. I'm looking at it in red. Why are you tripping?
Okay, and what's that? That's pi, yo, root.
Right. What's the point? It means to cut, divide, and separate.
That's the root word of science, right there.
Indo-Europeans.
To separate.
Yeah. From
that's the root word of science that y'all said they not doing. So if this the root word of science and they was applying that first, then they was doing science.
No, what was they separating? No, they was not separating their religion from their metaphysical. So they know they wasn't.
No, everybody be quiet.
So you telling me when it comes to the calendar, they didn't separate the days and all that from the star times and all that?
When I say everybody be quiet, we gotta be quiet because now y'all moving too fast. It's from the Proto-Indo-European root Saki. Don't got nothing to do with Africa. Knock it off. And I'm not arguing past that point. Now, you have to bring a source to show me something different. So at this point in the conversation, I now know that it's from what? A proto, C-P-I-E, Proto-Indo-European root. Saki, to cut, to split. Source, also Greek, Kazinian, to split, to rend, to cleave, right? Gothic. Ain't got nothing to do with black people at all.
Not at all.
So I don't know
the root word of the word science that I'm talking about.
So what?
I'm done. I'm gonna move on to now.
And it has a meaning that you can't get away from.
No, man.
If y'all want to. All right. If that's how you feel, I ain't gonna argue with you either. That's how you feel, but y'all can play games if you want.
Hey, Kim, now I know how you think now. Now I get it. You're willing to do anything. You're willing to go past the etymology dictionary to fit your comfortability. It's called a bias. You can't imagine the world without Kemet, which is wild to me. And guess what? This conversation, you'll never get it.
That's crazy.
You gotta get away from Kemet. You gotta literally put it in the trash can for a couple hours. You can't do it. So you're done. You see everything through the eyes of an African, right? When the world is not made up of only Africans.
You see everything through the eyes of westernized people. If that's the case, you want to have that argument.
Let's have that argument. Let's go.
Nah.
Let's go. I love this argument because you ain't from Kemet. Your DNA ain't from Kemet. Your ancestors ain't from Kemet.
Never claim to be. Never claim to be. Never claim to be. So don't say that.
Right. So then you plan. So then you plan.
You'll have to show me wherever I made that claim. I never made that claim.
So why you always talking about it? We having a Proto-Indo-European root word and you put it in Kemet.
Mm-hmm. For no reason.
I put what the word that they doing in Kemet since you're using the word science.
That don't make sense. You know it don't make no sense.
And it wasn't even separating it back then at that point. So I think the brother Ankh did a good job in going through the different steps of scientific development. He went through indigenous knowledge as the first stage, where he talked about observation. He went through the natural philosophy, the Y stage, where they talked about Aristotle and using logic and reasoning. He went through the medieval synthesis stage, where he talked about systematic categorization. And he made it all the way up to the scientific revolution stage that talked about methodological naturalism. After that, we get to the modern universal science, brother. So either where we get standardization and institutionalization. So I don't think y'all paying attention.
I get it. I got you, Kim. I got you, bro. I hear it. One day you're going to have to break away from that to get the lesson. It ain't going to allow you to get the lesson. You ain't going to be able to get it.
If y'all want to play like that, that's fine with me.
I'm playing like that. I'm playing hard because, first of all,
because you wanted to see the breakdown yesterday, right? When you got the breakdown and it made the distinction between the two, and it said most of it could be. It did. It said most of it.
No, then you just did you see that?
Nah, stop, because it literally said most of it.
No, it didn't.
Might be considered.
Miss it on purpose,
right? So it said most Right? So you playing. You playing on purpose, but it's all good. It's
No,
all
you,
good. We all seen it.
that. It said that.
Look,
It said
you
that.
asked for him to ask. Look, you asked for him to ask a
They say
specific
most of
question.
it, and you keep
Look,
leaving.
hold on. You
You know.
asked for him to ask a specific question.
All
He
right, I'm gonna
asked
do
it,
this
and
though.
then the
That's what I'm gonna
question
do because I'm
kept
gonna get
moving.
out. I'm gonna do this like this, right? I'm gonna pull it back up. What it said was, if it's not tested. First of all, it ain't been tested, yo, and we in 2026.
You're not gonna pull up what Reggie did. You're gonna pull up what you got, right? Because what you
No,
got
I
didn't
can
say
pull
what
up.
Reggie stuff say.
I'm talking about what Reggie did. That's easy
Yeah,
work, bro. It
pull
said,
that up because that
it
killed
said,
you on that.
no, it killed
Because you
y'all with
even
the bias,
because
man.
you
Come
even
on, man.
made two you
I'm not
even made
trying to
two
hear you.
separate arguments,
No,
huh?
I ain't trying to hear that. I ain't trying to hear that. Listen, I'm gonna pull that up. It said if it ain't tested, it run the risk most of it being pseudoscience. That's what it said. Now, if you don't
Look,
understand the
if
context of that,
and
bro, that's
most.
for you.
Look, if and most. Not
Nope,
that it
nope. It's
actually
still not.
is.
Is it tested
Not
though?
that it
Where is
is.
it tested?
Look,
Is
it
it
said.
tested?
Look,
Has it
hold
been
on. Look, it
tested?
said.
No, no,
Hold
no, no, no,
on. I'm
no.
about to answer you.
No,
I'm
no,
about to answer
no,
you. I'm about to answer you.
nope,
Nah,
nope,
you trying to
nope,
play these games
nope, nope,
because it
nope.
didn't
Has
say
it been
that it
tested?
is.
Nope, nope. We're not
It
doing it.
said
Nope,
most
nope,
of it, if it's
nope.
not, could be. Not that it
Nah, nah,
is.
nah,
See,
nah. I
you
don't like the way
playing
you cut a
games.
sentence off, though. I don't like the way. Let me put him down the back. I don't like the way he cut a sentence off. Nobody starts a sentence at the end of the damn sentence, right? No, that's incoherent. Kim Ware, it's incoherent. Nobody does that. What it said was, if it's not tested, it runs the risk of most of it being pseudoscientific. But you keep saying most of it mean not all of it. What the hell is going on at this point, man? Come on, Kim Ware. You cannot overtalk me. Come on, man. You got the last word.
Look, you can read my name. Don't start making up no extra names, Unc. You're being funny.
What?
But at
Kim,
the end of the day, you said, look, at the end of the day, you said, look, at the end of the day, look, I'm gonna ignore that. Right? At the end of the day, you said you're gonna pull up what
Kim,
Reggie's
I say.
look, you say, look, why I got people jumping over me? I get put in the back so I can't say nothing and people wouldn't jump all over me. Put them in the back too.
all
Be the
right,
same
put him in
way.
the
Be
back.
equal.
Boom, he in the
Don't be
back.
biased. Don't be
Man, yeah, put him
biased.
in the back.
Now,
Jay in the back. I
now
threw him in the back.
look. So you don't cut me off either, or you put yourself in the back. Right. Now listen.
All right, I'm in the
You
back. Go
just
ahead.
said,
Go ahead.
look, you just said if they don't test it, right, it runs the risk of being, not that it is pseudo, right? So, and it said most of it, not it in its entirety, right? And then you also made the distinction last night when you said that they don't have modern science, and then you also say they don't have science at all. So that's where if you keep running with modern science, I'll agree with you. But if you say they don't have science at all, that's where I have a problem with it.
All right, you got the last word, bro. You got the last word, Ken Ware. I ain't got no response to that. Shit. Hell, you think
I feel like you're being funny on purpose. Now, if I start calling you different names, you gonna say that I'm over here trying to be,
Kim Netter.
So
No,
don't
I'm not
do
gonna
that
get
then.
mad. Man, Kim Netter, man.
If you're gonna say the name, just say my name, and if you're gonna say Kim, just say Kim. But you doing all the extras, all the game plan. Let's not do that.
I messed it up, yo.
No, you didn't, because I corrected you when you said it the first
And I
time, and
messed
then
it
you
up
did it
again. And I
again.
messed it up again, though. So
So
what?
now I'm feeling like it's intentional.
So
That's
then
why I'm
mess my
addressing
name.
it.
So then mess my name up, and you equal.
Nah, because I don't gotta do that. I don't gotta come down to that
All
level
right,
with
then.
you. We can
Okay,
just
so I
keep it
said
where
I
we
ain't do it.
at.
I said I ain't do it on purpose, but you can mess my name up. People do it all the time. And
Nah,
they ain't a big
I
deal.
don't gotta do that, man.
I like the conversation, yo. I'm just saying
Now
I
you
think
say you was
wild
gonna
out
pull
with
up
it.
what Reggie did. Can we see it?
No, I gotta go.
I bet.
No, I gotta go.
I
If you
bet.
think you won this segment, bet you won. Yo, I don't know what to tell you. You done made up a wild thing from
I didn't
Kemet.
make up nothing.
You did. You made it up,
I didn't
man.
make up nothing.
I tell you what you did.
I
What you
didn't
didn't
make up
do,
nothing.
you did make that up, man. We sat there and watched you make it up. Proto-Indo-European, man. That's what it said. Not Kemet, not even. I don't know how we got there. All roads don't lead to Kemet, yo. It's not
Got there
the
because you're
only
using the word
story.
science.
No, the word signs don't got nothing to do with Kemet. It got
Every
all.
word got a root and a meaning that you cannot get away from. If you take away the root
No,
meaning of a word,
man,
it
you know you're
cannot
not explaining it.
function.
You're not explaining that.
Okay.
You're
Can
not.
you?
Hold on. You talking while I'm talking. Now I gotta mute you. I'm saying I don't understand what you're saying. I don't know how you can convey that idea. It makes no sense. It's gonna make sense to the pseudo. I ain't even
Okay,
looked at
so
the
I'm gonna ask you to do this then.
I'm in the
If you
middle
don't
of talking. I'm in
understand,
the middle
all
of
right, go ahead.
talking. Yeah, I'm saying is what you're saying makes no sense. So the question would be, how in the hell did it get from Proto-Indo-European to Kemet? How?
Okay, now you just said you don't understand what I'm saying. So
No,
then
I
let's
asked a
start from the
question.
beginning. Hold on. And I'm about to answer your question.
Okay.
If you don't want to let me do it, then just say that.
I don't want to let you do it because I just
there
want
you
to
go.
ask a question.
There you go then. There you go.
Good. We straight. We'll figure it out next round.
But in order to find out, you got to search that. You got to find out that the word can't lose the root and still function. And then you'll understand what I'm saying. That's why I'm asking you to look it up. That's why I'm asking you to look it up.
You should be able to look
it up.
You
think I'm always look.
What do you mean?
Hold on, I'm talking right now, Uncle. You cutting me off like you did me.
What does that mean?
I'm talking right now, Uncle. I'm talking right now, though.
What does that mean?
I'm talking right now. You cutting me off. Can we have some respect where you wanted me to stop when you was talking? Can we do that?
No, we can't.
Yeah.
I'm out of here.
You're telling me that you don't know what it means, then
no,
why
I don't.
would you look up the fact that a word
I'm not doing it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I'm not going to look that up. It's ridiculous. Yeah.
It's not.
But you haven't showed me a way
you say it's ridiculous.
How it got from Indo-European.
How do you call something ridiculous that you have no knowledge of?
You know what's funny, yo? You know what's funny, yo? You doing all that.
No, you saying that.
I tell you, it's funny as hell, yo. I'll put him in the back for a minute. It's funny as hell that y'all would go through all this to have some white people shit that helped enslave your ancestors, yo. That the disrespect is off the chain at this point. Y'all some real disrespectful dudes. First of all, you're African American playing a daggone Northeast African. That's first point. Playing. Second point is you acting like they had something they didn't have. I told you what they had. The world all agrees that they had proto-science, which ain't science. It's indigenous knowledge mixed with empirical data. It's the foundation. You don't want the foundation. You want something before it. It's like the Adam and Eve story. You want a fully functional human being without the daggone most ancient of ancestors, a Homo ergaster, Homo erectus. Yeah, I'm saying you don't want that though. You want a fully formed human. You in the Garden of Eden with this nonsense, and it's a bunch of crap. At the end of the day, it's crap. You can't go nowhere in the world and say that crap to somebody that's intelligent. They throw you out the damn building. You made it up. Now sa.neter wilding out on the pieces, man. The piece, nothing. You pieced up out of here. You tripping at this point.
Hey, can I ask you a question?
In a piece, thus in science. Get out of here with that, bro. You wow with that, dude. We can't even have a conversation at this point.
That was crazy.
You slick. You think you really doing your thing. You not. It's wild. They didn't have it. They didn't need it. They had their own knowledge system that allowed them to build pyramids and be the level for their time period. That's what they had. They had indigenous knowledge systems, empirical data is what they had. They sit at the front of the line when it comes to the scientific method. They started right there in Egypt.
Mm-hmm.
What is wrong with y'all? It's the most craziest thing ever. The hell with that. It's crazy.
They tripping. I like to draw the distinction between. I like to draw the distinction between.
Nobody care. Nope. I get it now. Niggas just care about Kimmy, yo. A piece of it, make it science, man. Peace out.
But don't get on here and lie on me and say I act like I'm them. I never claimed to descend from them. And then you can't. And then you never did. Well, show me the clip. Then show me the clip, or you lying. Show me the clip.
You doing it now?
Show me the clip, or you lying, because I never said that. And then you turned around. Then can I talk? Can I talk, or are you gonna talk? If you gonna put me in the back so you can talk, just do that. If you gonna put me in the back so you can talk,
I'm putting him in the back so I can talk. If you up here repping Egypt, then you think you come from Egypt. I mean, repping it hard. Run 100 miles from West Africa, 100,000 miles from West Africa, and all you talk about is Kemet, then I'm thinking you think you from Kemet. Now I got the name Ankh, but you don't think I'm from Kemet. Y'all hate me in that conversation. It's just a name for me. Yeah, I'm saying you don't gotta say you think you're from Kemet. You ain't talk one lick about where you actually came from. They brought to the United States. Ain't no damn Egyptian bring nothing to the United States. Not one damn thing. Not one nothing.
His name is the Black God. That's crazy.
I give up.
Can I ask a question though?
That's crazy. That's crazy right there, right? You keep on saying that I'm claiming this, and you assuming that you just said, since I got the name, you assuming that I believe that, although you got the name and we ain't assuming, right? Crazy, right? Then you turn around and say, I'm trying to make them have the modern science or the science that enslaved them, right? They use modern science to also enslave black people, the same modern science you arguing for. So I think that's disingenuous for you to try to frame it like that. You playing games. It's all good though. Yeah, you is. It's all good. Go ahead, put me back in the back again. I get it.
I bet me put you in the back again. First of all, I ain't say they didn't use science to enslave us. Science is not a human being. It's a system. And you can clearly look at the system and tell where it's at and where it's not. I'm going to say it again. Science is a system. It's a train of thought. We know the Egyptian worldview did not allow that. It did not allow that. We're definitely not getting rid of the Neteru. We ain't getting rid of that. That ain't going nowhere. Not now. Medicine, the Neteru, the magic, you can't find a proprietors without none of that on it. We're not making no treaties against the Neteru. We ain't going against the state-sponsored Neteru. We ain't doing that. That ain't happening. We know that. We know that system ain't rocking. Crazy Ankh Norton, we're gonna erase his name for even trying to act like he want to just have a renovate one deity. We're gonna scratch his name out the annals of history. One guy. I'm not trying to hit a one guy over 3,000 year period. I need them to have a fully functional slave economy. I need them to have colonized the whole world. I need them to have a surplus of money. I need them to be able to travel different places, different parts of the world. You got to be able to do that. You got to have that mindset where you don't give a damn about a god at all. You don't care about no magic at all. Because scientists don't care about none of that. Not even this. They think it to be ridiculous. Y'all can't even think like that because you get mad at me when I say, yo, I don't believe that. Oh, I can't believe you. You can't believe. I can't believe. I can't believe that you can't believe. Good, Kim.
I'm not mad. I'm up here calm as ever. You the only one sound mad to me.
I ain't mad.
I'm over here giggling at you. I'm not even mad. And now you look, when you go in later and you find out that you can't get rid of the root word of a word and it's still functioning with meaning, then you'll understand you wrong. Until then, you just won't, and that's fine with me.
That don't make no sense. So even if that do make sense, listen, yo, even if what you saying is because they chop stuff up in pieces, right? Dude, that still don't mean they got the whole system and worldview. All that is part of it, yo. And I know you, and I know you understand what I'm saying, bro.
I never claimed they had the whole system, which is why I would never claim they did modern science. I agree with you on that.
Why you
to say they didn't do science at all is crazy.
Why you keep doing that though? Why? Why do you think they needed any of that? Why? What value? How much value have you put into science as a modern human being? Think about that. Think about, you put so much value in that. Did you overshadow what they really did? You can't even tell us what they really did in your favorite African nation. You're going to holler out pyramids. You don't even know what their thought process was, what their connection was. That's something you should study, yo, and you would quickly find out that.
I know a lot about Western Central African is that African Americans descend directly from Western Central Africans. I understand that. So why you trying to make it sound like I'm saying I descend from a North African or something? Like you trying to frame it like that when I've never made that claim.
No, I'm telling the name.
I'm on the, but I'm on the. That's because that's what we argue with niggas on here. So it's the subject matter.
You about
it's the subject matter.
I'm asking you. What is it that you know about their knowledge system without science? Do you think it's possible for them to build pyramids without science? Is my question. Do you think they can read and write without science? Is the direct question I'm asking you. Do you think they could do the herbology without science? Is what I'm asking you.
They did science and they didn't have modern science. That's the bottom line.
Man, that don't even make no sense, yo. That sound like some Reggie nonsense. They did science, wasn't my science. What the hell?
It don't make no sense. Basically, he's saying holistic metaphysics is
right. Right.
it's science.
I ain't messing with you. It was a good heated one today, y'all. You know what I mean? I like him that. Let me not mess up your damn name.
You still my boy. You my boy. I ain't gonna never say you ain't my boy because of that.
Yeah, that's
I
real.
just think you being funny about it. You still my boy.
I ain't being funny.
I said that yesterday. Even when you left, I was telling niggas, no, that's my boy. He just, you know.
Yeah,
so that didn't arguing about the information ain't gonna never make me mad or say I don't mess with you.
Yeah, me neither.
I just think you being fallacious the way you coming at.
All right, no problem. No problem. Look, man, we out of here, man. I appreciate everybody, man. All I can tell y'all is, man, look, man, stay literate.
Stay literate. Lack of knowledge, it's a deficit, why don't you get with it? Can you get with it? Monumental test without it, why not get with it? Niggas get having fits, it never a quick fix. Trick doing tricks for preaching in the pulpit. The religious think science be a trick, but it's a religious trick. Pull out the blick, pray to Jesus, but still selling bricks. You still don't get it, you're still with it. Now you're in deficit, so what can science fix?
Can't fix your ignorance, your constant belligerence keeps y'all in a trick. In a trick. That shit's continue, stay at cap. You stay at cap.
What we do with that? We teach the teachers teach. Call cap on the preacher. If this was knowledge, you're in the bleachers. The pseudo slip, do some magic tricks. Back to not reaching you. We the teachers teach. Calling cap on the preacher. The grift, the grifting. What is a grift? There's no lifting. The tide is shifting. We practice then we uplift it. It's a polished gift. So what can science fix?
Science can't fix your ignorance, your constant belligerence keeps y'all in a trick.
Still in a trick.
Still in a trick. That shit's continue. You stay at cap. You stay at cap.
No time for the grift. We kill them pseudo. No, that's lift. Shit stay lit. We never quit. Not one bit. The literacy's lit. Killing them with the science shit. Teachers, teacher. Call cap on the peach. Stay literate, steam.
I'm your host, Bobby Banger. That was some fire. And with that, man, I'm out. Peace. I'm going to the Discord, man. If y'all ain't got that link to the Discord, yo, that's where it's happening at. With that, I'm your host, Bobby Banger, and we out.